out everybody's name and where they're from. And I guess I'm going to write it down because I don't see a chat. Oh, there's a chat. If everybody can write it in there too, that would be good. So I'm Evelyn and I'm from the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia. Kelly's in Denver, Colorado. And can I get a copy of the meeting chat when we're all done, like we did that first time?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
So for sharing, I'm going to unspotlight you so everybody sees everybody equally.
Oh, that's good.
And since I talked, hi, I'm Kathy. I'm in Longmont, Colorado.
We've got Kelly, who's also in Colorado, and Coralie, who's in Colorado, and Darlene, who's in Colorado, and Betsy, Kim's in Colorado, and Betsy's in Massachusetts. Okay, Kathy's in Georgia. Lots of Colorado people. Nancy and Suzanne and Pam in Michigan. Hi, everybody. Grand Haven, Michigan. That's excellent. So lots of people in Colorado, but from other places as well. So, okay, so I just want to say hello and hope everybody had a very nice holiday. And now that we know where everybody is from, I want two things. One is if anybody has any questions before we start, something that you tried, it didn't work, something that you don't understand. No, looks like we're pretty good. Okay, so then the second thing is, hi, Betsy, I see you. You are muted.
I have a question.
Hi.
I was unable to make the last meeting.
Mhm.
And I know the first meeting was recorded and it was shared. Was the second meeting recorded and shared?
Yes. So if you go on YouTube and you look at the same place, it's the Knitting for Peace, knitting and then number 4 peace. On
Right.
YouTube, yeah, both of the sessions are up there, as well as the create along that was from the summertime.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're
And
welcome.
I'm going to take my video off because I'm eating dinner.
Okay. Well, when you're finished, turn it back on.
Okay.
Bye. And does anybody have any cute little dolls that they'd like to show off?
I do. I have this little one
Oh, how sweet.
and this one.
Oh my goodness.
I like I like the way you did your feet that you showed us on the last lesson. That worked really well for me. I like that.
Good.
And then I have
Oh,
this little one.
Well, good for you for doing all that
Oh,
hair.
look at those eyes.
Yeah, those are just
Yeah. Yeah.
cute.
That's what I have left. I did mail a box to your Denver office with maybe about 13 little dolls in it. So
Oh, isn't that great?
yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Pamela. You're doing a great
Mhm.
job. They're adorable.
Fun colors.
I appreciated you sent me some of the hair, the eyelash, some different fancy yarns for the hair. That was nice
Yeah.
of you. Thank you.
Joe did. Anybody else?
I have some.
Hi, Coralie. You're ready.
Hi. This is one that's finished.
Aww,
Oh,
That's
But then I have a ton that we weren't supposed to put faces, right?
well,
Oh,
here's
look at those cute sweaters.
No faces. And let's see. No faces.
they look great. Those
All
are,
right.
Oh, I love the hats.
yeah.
Let's see.
Oh,
There's some no
Aw.
faces.
Oh, how
look at here.
fancy.
Then one more set. These guys have
Aw,
no faces.
Oh, my goodness.
adorable.
Well, well, first of all, your hair looks phenomenal. Very, very pretty. And your
Thank
own
you.
personal hair, not the doll's hair, but
Oh, I thought you meant the doll's hair.
no, your hair looks great. And so do the dolls. Yeah, we did the faces last time and
Oh.
we're going to do, that's okay. Do you have any questions about the face? I really don't have any other hints and tips about the face more than the ones there with the video that's on the Knitting for Peace YouTube.
I
That's-
mostly just make them look like this.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. The faces are
Okay.
beautiful. I do like Pamela's face, that those eyes were different. The
Mhm.
eyes that Pamela showed. Maybe you
I
can-
just did a French knot with the two yarns, two
Oh,
different
okay.
yarns. I just
So,
used the
so
white
you
yarn
did
and
a white French knot and
a
then a
white
black?
and a black yarn. I just used two yarns and did the French knot.
Okay, so I'm writing this down.
Say that again, Pamela. You did a white knot and then you did a
Yeah,
black knot on
I
top?
did kind of a white, it was a little heavier, a fuzzier yarn. And then I put a thinner black yarn. I just did them together. Just held them together.
Oh, you held
Oh.
them together.
And did the French knot.
Can you hold it down just a little more so we can see the face a little closer? There you go. Wow.
Interesting. It's
It
cute.
created a really cute expression.
It,
Yeah.
it looks like it's looking to the side.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
side
I guess
glance.
so, yeah.
Mhm. Very cute. All right. Anybody else have any dolls that they want to show? Because I'd love to see them.
Nancy.
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 Yeah, we saw you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I missed the first two episodes, as it were.
Okay.
The first one I had to take my son to a dentist's appointment, and the second one I had to take my son to a doctor's appointment. So I got the first one watched and have started on the second one. So this is where I am so far.
Perfect. That is
Mhm.
perfect. It looks beautiful. How many stitches do you have?
I'm doing the 35. I have your pattern that you sent me.
Good.
I've done Peace Pals before, and I just haven't found the method that quite clicks for me, you
Mhm.
know?
Yep.
So I want to try everything. I've crocheted and I've knitted, I've done them flat, I've done them in the round. I'm trying to find the way that works best for me. So-
Yeah, that's what you have to do because there's
Yeah.
so many different ways to do it. Something that's comfortable for you.
I will say one thing about the eyelash yarn. I have found that if you hold a strand of sock weight yarn, plain sock weight yarn with it, it's a lot easier to knit with.
Oh, interesting. All right, gonna write that down too.
It's a lot easier to frog too.
Oh, I bet. I just kind of,
There's always some of that.
yeah. Okay. Anyone else? And I don't see anybody else. Hi, Betsy, you all done with your supper? And you're muted. Okay. So let's get going then. I have my lesson plan right here. We've done the show and tell and the questions. Okay, so this time is fancy hair. Last time we did faces and plain hair and little plain hats. And this time we're gonna go for the fancy hair. So I'm gonna start with one that's the little curls and show you how to do it. So this is gonna be back and forth between showing you that because it's a process and then showing you other things. So let's start out and I'm going to switch my camera around. Here we go. I'm gonna close the chat on my computer, but if anybody needs attention, somebody let me know. Okay, so
I have to say, that's a beautiful sweater you're wearing.
well, thank you very much.
The lovely color goes well with my piece, pal.
Mhm.
It's called Twigs and Willows.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know their stuff.
Yeah. Twigs and Willows. I like it because it's got the leaves at the top. All right, so in order to make that hair, you're gonna start with a thin knitting needle. These are just number 2. I like to use the smaller needles because then I get a tighter curl. And then let me stand up for this one, I think. So you take your yarn and you're gonna just knot it. Make a knot on a nice tight knot on the knitting needle and push it up to one end. And then you're going to start wrapping your yarn around. And when it gets to be, you know, a few wraps, push it all to one end. And now I take this end and I kind of hold it this way. So I've got the yarn and I just twist the needle, twist it, and the yarn is going to come onto the needle right there. You're just twisting all the way to the end of the needle. And for me, the top sometimes gets loose and I just twist it again to make it nice and tight. Oh, I think I did not bring back my scissors. Can you bring me my scissors?
Yep.
Thank you.
Are you still good camera wise?
Yeah, I am. Thank
Okay.
you. So then you just cut it off. And you're going to tie it on this end too. So I use this loop as one side of the knot and the regular string as the other. So then that's what you have. And I've got a few more. And then you're just gonna soak them. Soak them for about 5 or 10 minutes just so that they're wet. Alrighty. Okay. But while that's soaking, I'm gonna go start the next. Were there any questions about that? No questions. All right, I'm gonna set my timer for like 5 minutes.
Evelyn, I have a question.
Hi,
Um,
Dawn.
Hi, what does this look like when you get done? Do you have a piece pal there that has this curly
No,
or,
but I have pictures. and I-
oh, okay, that
yeah.
works.
Uh,
Evelyn, how about this one?
I'm sorry.
Here's one with the curly hair. Is that what
That's
she's?
probably it too. Yep. How'd you do that? Same way?
I wrapped it around a wooden skewer, like a shish kebab skewer.
Yep.
Put it in hot water for a few seconds and then turned the oven on to 200 for 30 minutes.
That's exactly it.
Oh,
That's
cute.
exactly it. So here we go. It looks like Coralie's was gorgeous. And then you can either make, you know, pigtails or a messy bun up top or one great big long bun. That's what it looks like, little curls like that.
Really cute.
It
Thanks.
is, isn't it? Yeah. Those are adorable. Yes, so what Coralie said was exactly the same thing. So I'm just gonna show you. Got a few minutes on, well, that's probably enough. So
Evelyn, if I show you one on my phone, can you see it? This is one I made for a young woman that has been through some abuse and she has really long dreads. And
Mhm.
so I don't have a picture of the back, but
Oh my gosh, she's
lots of
gorgeous.
brown and black hair.
Oh,
And it's
Yeah,
just all the curly stuff. It took 12 of those skewers to do it.
fantastic, fantastic. So you do yours with hot water. I use cold water. I don't know that it matters. Mine still works too.
I don't know.
Okay, I think my 5 minutes are up. I'm gonna show you what I do next. Cause you know, Coralie's way ahead of me. All right, so. Keep the water away from my computer. I'm gonna dry them just a little bit. And now I'm gonna put them in the oven, just like Coralie said. So it's 200 degrees. It's already preheated. She's using bamboo skewers. You could use your bamboo or wooden. I don't know about the real nice wooden ones, but the bamboo knitting needles you could use. I'm just using my my metal ones. I'm gonna go.
Evelyn, does it matter what size knitting needle you use?
No, but if you want a the tighter curl, if you want the tighter curl, use a smaller diameter needle. So if you wanted a looser curl, you would use a bigger needle or a bigger dowel or a bigger skewer.
You
This,
just
by the
changed
way,
the
is
size
harder
of your
than it
curling
looks.
iron.
Yeah, curling iron. Yeah.
Yes,
This is
yeah,
harder than it looks. I'm just saying here.
harder.
I'm making a mess here.
Oh, you're doing it?
Yeah, but I'm just like maybe doing it.
Did you make a nice knot? Did you knot it nice and tight?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna re-knot it because the knot came out.
That'll be I think that's your problem. All right, I'm gonna go stick these in the oven. I'll be right back. All right, they should be done at like 7 o'clock. Can't believe a half an hour's gone by already. Okay. So the next thing, we're gonna come back to that at 7 o'clock when the alarm goes off. Here's the picture that I took, but I decided to, you know, do it in person because that's always better.
So Evelyn, what time is it now?
About 6:30.
Oh, okay, about a half an hour. My
Yeah.
computer says 4:30, so
Uh,
4:37, that's forever.
Oh, you
Time zone
Colorado
change.
people. Yeah, you haven't had your supper yet. Well, except-
Evelyn CK asked, does this work on acrylic yarn?
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what I'm using.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Trick question. Yes, it does. Okay. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is, we're gonna talk about braids, because there's a couple of different, things you can do with braids. And you can just make cute little braids like these. Or you can do the one that I made for Kathy, the braid across the head. So I'm kind of going to show you that one. But they're pretty much all the same. Here's another one. Oh, she's so white, you can't even see her. Nope, go the other way.
Oh, there. Yeah, we can see.
It's my Mrs. Claus. Okay. So, to make braids, I start, you know, it depends on how long you want the braid to be, but since I'm starting to show you the one that goes across the head, and then you can make it shorter if you want the two braids coming down the side of the head, but it's the same procedure. So with I have 6 10-inch pieces of yarn. And and I got this method, it's not my own method, it's that Esther Braithwaite that I keep bragging about. She's makes such beautiful dolls. But she does one thing differently than I do. So she takes a stitch and the yarn is folded in half. She'll hook it and bring it through. And there's the loop. Then she'll bring the 2 yarns through the loop. And there's one of the strands that she'll need. But what I don't like is, if I can avoid it, I don't like this little thing here, the little loop. I don't like that showing. It to me interrupts the beauty of the doll. So I don't do that. If I'm doing braids, if I'm doing just, if I'm doing pigtails, like that, then I would make it with the knot like I just showed you. But if I'm doing braids, I prefer not to do that. So instead of bringing the entire thing through, I bring just a little bit through, like that. And I'll even them out later. So I want 2 rows of 3. So here's 1, 2, 3, and then up here, the next 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I offset them. So that's 2. And I can make it closer. So to offset it, instead of taking both legs of one V, the next row up, and I'll take the left leg of one V and the right leg of the next V. I think, I don't know for sure, but I think that it may prevent like a hole or something. I just like to do that. So there's 1. Two. All right. So now I need to make them all the same length. Does everybody know how to make a braid? I kind of assume that people do. All right, that's all of them. And now they're all about the same length. This is what it looks like. There's no bumps. It's pretty flat. And now I just take, divide it into 3 parts. What do I have? 12, so 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the braid is going to go across the head, so I'm going to kind of turn her this way and just start my braid. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to get, so these are, oh, it's in backwards. I got these online. They're for people who wear braces. They're tiny, tiny, tiny little rubber bands and they're very elastic. Look how little they are. So I'm gonna make sure that I have one of them out so that when I get to the bottom of my braid, I can stop it. I'm probably gonna do this in my lap.
Evelyn, it's Kim.
I can.
I don't knit Peace Pals, and I know you can braid. You can just listen to me because you don't have to. I'm just curious how long it takes you to make a Peace Pal. And I know you do an assembly line typically, but
Yeah.
you put your I don't know, the focus and the care you put into these. I'm just curious how long it takes you to make one.
It's tough to, you're right, it's tough to figure out. The knitting itself for me takes about 2 hours. Just
Okay.
the knitting and then, the sewing it up and stuffing. I don't know, another hour? I don't really know.
For the face and the hair and the
Yeah, and of course, if it's going to get a skirt, that takes longer, or a hijab takes about an hour. Yeah, it's hard to say,
okay.
but it's
Well, much
fun.
shorter than it takes me to knit a pair of mittens.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I have knit mittens before, and actually quite a few. One thing I don't knit is socks. They're just I've knit Christmas stockings for people, but socks, I don't know. They don't do anything for me. Okay, so this is the braid going over the head, and I want to make it about, this is 3/4 of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch on this side, but I have to put that rubber band in. So
I love that tip of using a dental rubber band. I would never have thought of that.
I was trying to think of, I think I Googled it one time. What's the smallest rubber band you could get? But these are really, they're very, look how stretchy this thing is.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. Okay, let me get this nice and tight.
Did you do the bangs before you sewed up the doll or after you stuffed?
Yeah, I do it after I do all my embroidery and face and hair after. That's the last thing that I do. Other people do it the other way. That Barbara, who's done 5,000 of them, she does it flat. But I think, yeah, she knits in the flat and she puts the face on before it's sewn up. So Nancy, that'll be something else for you to figure out what works best for you. Okay, so here is the little braid. And I've got way too much here on the end after the rubber band. So I'm gonna try and get a lot of that off, because the next part is very challenging. You remember how we made the bangs, right? So you're gonna go in and out and in and out, and then you have to put your hook in and then pull the knot in. Well, you have to pull this entire knot inside of the head. And the stitches are so tiny, so it's challenging and it takes a while. And but it looks so good at the end, so it's worth it. So I'm gonna just go in anywhere, but I'm not gonna go too far into the stuffing. Now I'm gonna come out still inside the hair, probably down one more from that. Right about there. That looks good. And then just try and bring it in. Like I said, it's hard. Sometimes I go into the braid itself to try and pull it, or into the rubber band. So here I'm into part of the braid. I'm gonna pull real hard. Hopefully it'll come in. It's a struggle.
Would it be easier with a bigger hook?
Probably. I agree. All right, almost there. Pushing and pulling. So that is in. And then what I would do, because you don't want it, you know, moving around, is I would go in with a singular, like the thread, needle and thread, and just go in and do some hidden stitches to tack that down. So that's that, that's that braid. But if you wanted just braids on the side of your head, then you would do like we started out, but it could be shorter. And you don't have to make the knots like you would for pigtails, just leave it like we did here so it's nice and smooth. And then you braid down, and you could use a tiny little rubber band to tie it off, or you could use some yarn. But when I use the yarn, I'm not confident that it's gonna stay. But that's what they look like. And I really like the bangs with the hair. It looks cute. This one has no bangs, nor does this one. And, you know, different lengths of braids. And then, like I said, you could do just a regular pigtail or a ponytail. Now, the way that I showed you to bring the over here where we used the crochet hook and brought the yarn out, you could do that for hair. So this one has bangs, but somebody that my husband works with has a kid who has long blonde hair. It was a little boy with longish hair. So I did that same thing all the way around the back of the hair, the back of the head, all the way around, all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. But with the knots, like I was saying, I left the knots in, and then I just covered them all with a hat. And he turned out really cute. I thought that one was adorable. The other thing that you can do with that kind of hair is, I showed you the Mrs. Claus before. And this is a, what's her name? An Esther Braithwaite, oops, doll. Yeah, I think it's called the Pinafore Ladies or Pinafore dolls. But as a Santa Claus, there's a Santa Claus. Look what you could do with the hair. You could.
That's so cute.
Isn't it?
Mhm.
So it's the same. Let me make this darker. I think this would be easier to see. The same little knots that we did. So we put the hair here, like for 3 rows of hair with the knots, with the little loops. But then you take the yarn with a regular needle and you separate the strands, and it turns out to be very, very, very curly, like that. And he turns out to have a beard. So this reminds me of the thing that Coralie was making with the dreadlocks. She was making the dreadlocks, but this is another way that somebody had like really curly or kinky hair, you could just separate the different strands. So that is that. And then what was the other thing I was, oh, so last time that we were here, who was it? Marla. Marla showed a crochet doll that she made with ringlets. And they asked, everybody was asking, well, how do you make that? Is it possible to make that with knitting? Well, yes, it is. So you just cast on the number of stitches that you want, then you knit front and back in each stitch and you bind it off. So I tried it and got a little,
Aw,
it looks like that.
it's adorable.
Isn't that cute?
It's adorable.
Thanks. Yeah.
I don't
Also-
understand. I don't understand how you did that.
I don't either. How did you do that?
Okay, so on a regular, on your regular needle, you cast on as many stitches as you want. And then every single one of the stitches you knit front and back. So now you have double the number of stitches that you started out with. And then you cast them off. And it magically curls like that. So also that is not, I didn't come up with that. I didn't invent it. I asked somebody and that's what they said. And then they also said it doesn't always work. So this is the picture that the lady sent me. So you see, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But so far, I think I've done it 2 or 3 times and it's worked so far for me. So I am pleased about that. All righty. It's not quite time for that. Let me see what's next on my list of things. We did the braids. We did the hair with the long hair. We did the hat. Someone had asked, or maybe Kathy had shown the doll with the socks. And like Coralie, you could just teach this class too. Because I noticed socks on your doll. You, for doing the socks, I cast on just excuse me, 34 stitches, because that works for me math-wise. So I cast on 34 and my first row was a purl. So now I'm ready to knit the second, or it's the third row really of the third row of the shoe, which also includes the sock. So I want to knit 12 stitches with the shoe color, and then 3 with the sock color, 4 with the shoe color, 3 with the sock color, and then the rest of the row with the shoe. So I was trying to figure out how to do it with carrying the yarn, and should I knot it, and how is it going to work? So what I came up with, and it works for me, is the yellow on this shoe is the yellow is the shoe, and the white is going to be the sock. I put maybe this much. How am I going to get to show? I will figure it out, ladies. Okay. About this much yarn of the white. And I'm going to carry that. And the rest of my white is over to the side. So I'm going to knit my 12. Going to catch the white every once in a while, just so that I have it.
Evelyn,
So-
it's Kim. You're just so
Oh.
you're alternating yellow and white shoes and socks, shoe color and sock color.
No, I haven't knit with the white yet. I'm carrying it behind.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it. Okay.
See that? But now, let me see, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So I have one more shoe color, and then I'm gonna do sock color. But I want to make sure that the sock color is caught right before I use it. So I'm gonna,
Okay.
this is what I was doing, Kim. So it's under, my needle is under the white yarn,
Mm-hmm.
and I wrap the yellow,
Okay.
and then I just pull the yellow through, and the white is caught.
Okay.
Did you ever do that?
I
You know-
don't do color work, so no.
Okay,
Yeah, that's how I would do, like if I was making a colorwork yoke or something
yep,
to catch the yarn, the
Catch it.
unused yarn as it's carried across.
yes, yeah. So for this one, I just did it a couple of times. So now I need 3 white. So 1, 2, 3. And now 4 yellow, 4 of the shoe color. 1, 2, 3, 3. No, 4. Shoot, I'm confusing you. I'm sorry. And then 3 of the sock color. 1, 2, 3. And now, like Kathy had said, carrying the yarn, I just have this little bit of white, and if I don't catch it, it's gonna unravel. And then at the other end, when I'm ready to do my sock, I have all the rest of the white. So I started out with the long piece, I knit with the long piece. I'm gonna knit with the yellow until the end, catching the white every once in a while. And now I don't have to tie a knot or anything with that white. I just leave it inside the doll and that's that. So you may have heard my alarm, my timer on the stove. So let me go and whoop. Now that's funny. Let me go take out the yarn.
While she's doing that, Coralie, could you show us the ones with the socks, please?
So if you do them with black, I've found that if I carry it across like she just did, sometimes it shows. Here's one with yellow, and of course that wouldn't show, so I do it a little bit differently. Here's
So
one with the
cute.
shoes with the ties that she's showing us right now. I don't think she's gotten to the socks yet.
So how do you do it differently?
Well, when you start the white yarn, well, first of all, I cut about a 12-inch piece.
Okay.
And after I knit across 11 and I'm ready to start the shoe yarn, I mean the shoelaces, I just leave it on the back. And then at the end, I weave it in to the white sock because it's right above.
Okay, okay, so
But
you
you
just
could
have,
just tie a knot. Nobody's going to see it.
you could, yep.
Yeah. But what I was telling them is I've had trouble when I carry across like you just showed us. If the
Mhm.
shoes are dark, sometimes it's peeking through and it might be that I'm not carrying it correctly. I'm not sure.
Well, if that works for you, so then you just have that little piece of white for the sock, for the shoelace portion or the sock that's shown underneath a Mary Jane shoe like they used to have. And then the next row is completely black and then you start a new piece for the white for the socks. Got
Oh,
it.
And sometimes the socks aren't white. They just happen to be white on these dolls, but you could use white shoelaces and then pink socks if you want to.
Uh-huh. It all depends on the outfit.
Yep.
Right? Socks have to match. All right, so here's my things out of the oven. And let me take one off. I made a lot of black and brown because I used a lot of black and brown hair. All right, so then I just push it off. And that's what we wind up with.
Evelyn, I let mine cool overnight. Does it matter? Could I actually take them off right away?
Mine's just a little warm and I think it's fine. I don't think they need to cool overnight. Are they cool
Is
to the
yours
touch?
dry now?
I'm sorry?
Is it dry now?
Yes.
Okay,
So
I'll
if
try
you're,
that.
yeah, if it wasn't dry, then I would wait overnight, but the oven should dry it out, right?
Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. I think sometimes I put the yarn too tight. And so it's
Okay.
just not drying.
Do you squeeze it out in a towel before you put it in there?
No, I haven't done that, so I will do that.
Yeah, I think that lessens the drying time. So anyway, then you would just use this for the hair. So you could make put it all around the head or just use the something like that, or make it come out the top. There's a lot you can do with it. And then it'll stay. So I forget where I read it on the internet, but somebody said they had a doll with this kind of hair for years and it holds the curl. So that is pretty cool. So what I do, like I said, if I'm doing it, I might as well do it. So I put the yarn on as many needles as I have and then put it in, and then I just save this piece like in a little plastic bag. And next time I have a doll that has that color hair and needs some curls, then I have it. So yeah, then the same way you would cut it and you would use your crochet hook to pull it through, make the knot or don't make the knot, depending on whether you think it's going to come out. And then you have cute curly hair. I like that.
It
It's
looks just
adorable.
like an old time corded phone line.
It does. Needs to be black. Maybe the black one looks that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So is it okay to do it with wool too, or should it just be acrylic?
I've never tried it with wool, but I imagine so. Right? That would be an experiment. Have you ever, Coralie, used wool? No?
No, see, because I pull I have a giant bag of little bits that I use for my piece pals, and I don't know the content. So maybe I just put some in to cook and I'll see how they work.
It would be a good experiment. All right, then. So back to the socks, really all that needs to be done is to knit one more row of shoe color, and then you have the cute little socks. And then and that is that. What else?
Ellen,
Yes.
so the curly hair that you just did, by just kind of general rule of thumb, is one needle's worth enough
Yeah.
for a head of hair?
Oh, at
One
least.
one pal's hair or
Well,
more?
it depends, probably more. It depends on
Okay.
how long you're gonna
Okay.
make it. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So sometimes it's, it's really short, or sometimes it's longer. Let me see.
Okay.
It's as long as you want to make it,
Okay.
All right, so I'm trying to think of what else we talked about last time that people wanted to know. So, this was the fancy hair. And then we talked about hats. So I've got just maybe 2 pictures of hats. Hats and scarves. So I think whatever hat you can make for a person, you could make for a piece pal. You just have to make it smaller. So the heads on my piece pal are like 35 stitches. So I usually make the hat like maybe 37 or 38, depending on whether I want rib or I don't want rib, or I want a little, I've got a cable on this one. So I would follow pretty much the pattern in the number of stitches and the number of decreases that I did for the head, the same as the hat. So I would do this one, I did like probably 4 rows or 2 or 3, probably 3 rows of rib. And then a row or 2 of plain stockinette, and then I would follow the directions for decreases that I did for the head. And then I would sew up the seam in the back, and I always sew the hat onto the head. And when you're using a rib, it's really, you can't even see, it's because I go in under the knit and over the purl, and under the knit and over the purl. So the yarn that I'm using just looks like a purl stitch. It's invisible. So for this kind of a hat, it's, you know, however many, it's 35 stitches around the hat, around the head. So maybe, I don't know, 18 or 20. I cast on and I see if it looks like it's long enough to go from one side to the other side of the head with an extra stitch on the side for seams. And then you just knit however you want to do. I think I've got cables on this one, or you could make it plain, or you could make it ferrule, and it needs to be long enough to go up over the head and about this much longer. No, all the way back. So all the way back, all the way back, all the way back, all the way back. And then you bind off and sew up the edges. So then you can make something cute and fancy at the top, or you can just leave it the way it is. So that's that kind of a hat. But really, like I said, any kind of hat that you can make for yourself, you could make for the doll. And it might take some trial and error with the number of stitches and the gauge and all that, but
Evelyn, can I ask a question?
yeah.
I don't know if it's you, but somebody is knitting a really cute hat. And I think it was in the last newsletter or the last something or other we received. And like this was just knitted plain, but it's almost like there's a brim or something. And I can't figure out how they did that.
Oh, gosh.
Is it you that knits those? They're really cute.
For sewing? I don't know. I would have to, if you can find that. And,
I'm looking now to see if I can find it.
okay. I will definitely try to send. I think what I'm gonna do. What I plan to do is write up a summary of this, this session. And I will include pictures of the things that I have shown you and directions for how to do some of the things that I showed you. But the other thing that I'm gonna also, I mean, I've told you guys lots of times before, Esther Braithwaite on Ravelry, and there's a lady called Knitty Kids up in Canada. She's on Instagram. I'll give you a link to her. And then there's another lady on Ravelry, and her name is Bumblebina, and she makes gorgeous dolls. And then you can do a search, a Google search, and you can search on the term Izzy dolls, IZZY, comfort dolls, pocket pals. What else? Comfort dolls, worry dolls. Those are all names for the same kind of a thing. And then you find pictures of other people's stuff that you really like and try it. That's where I get a lot of my ideas, like this guy here with the, it's just a scarf. I saw lots of dolls with scarves, and I really liked them, especially when I wasn't casting off for the neck. When I was doing it straight up, I really don't like that look. I can't get that to look good. Like this, I don't like that. I like having a collar or some kind of separation. This looks bad to me. So I would put a scarf on there. So I'm going to show the different pictures that I have downloaded onto my computer of dolls that I really, really like. And then you can try and copy them. Or maybe just there are things about them that you like and you'll just take that one piece.
Evelyn,
So yes.
I just wanted to share something that my mom died about 4 years ago in August, and going through her stuff, and she liked to cut things from magazines and put them in sheet protectors.
Mhm.
And among those items I found
Look at that.
this.
Oh my goodness. That's it.
This is from Family Circle, dated December 16th, 1980.
Wow.
Wow.
Been
So
around a
everything old
while,
is new
huh?
again. I thought that was so cool that she saved that since I'm making them. It's
How about
called
that?
Little People to Knit. And they say
Yeah.
that these particular ones are 4.5 to 5.5 inches. And they're using size 1 needles. Yikes.
Yikes.
And
So I think I
fingering
would
one,
size them
probably.
up, but I just love
Definitely.
especially the number on the sweater. That's
Yeah,
adorable.
that's great. It's like a Weasley sweater before there was a Weasley.
Exactly. Yeah, and this one's got
Oh, that's
gingham
so
overalls.
cute.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Really cute. Thank you. So that
bet.
was, let me write that down. That was Women's Day, did you say, or
Family Circle,
Family Circle? And what was the date?
12/16/80.
Cool. Thank you. Very, very nice.
My son was 2 months old at that time.
Yeah, my kids were not born yet. Oh, all right. Okay, so I'm going to show you just some pictures that I downloaded, and I don't think it's stealing. I think those people put things up on the internet to inspire other people, and it has inspired me. And I'm not selling dolls, so I'm not profiting from anything that I take anybody's ideas that I like and try to use. So I think that that's perfectly acceptable. Hopefully I'm not breaking any laws. All right. Let me see. So I already showed you these. This, I think, was one of mine. And this is also the one that I made. The something to think about. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about what you could do with their shirts, but you could do anything, any kind of design that you want. So this one is really simple. It's just 3 X's going down the center. That's cute. And I'm going to try and find a way to share, I don't know, maybe a Google Doc or something so that you can see all this. This
Evelyn,
was,
I found the one I was talking about. Do you want me to show it to you?
yes, please do.
I don't know if you can see it, but there's an orange hat with a yellow stripe, and I really like it, and I don't know how to do that.
Can
Should I hold
somebody
it closer? Can you
paper?
see it okay?
Orange, okay, I'm gonna take a
It's
picture,
right,
but
I
don't
don't
go,
know how to point to it. It's right there, that little one.
okay. Ooh, hold on, let me see if I can get a picture of your picture so I can figure it out.
It was
I
a
was
happy
trying to send it to
holidays
you.
thing that Kelly sent out.
Coralie, it
Okay.
looks like a little bucket hat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
it
So I think
does.
you just make that hat and then you'd sew it on the head at about the point where the hat band is. So
Oh,
you
I
just
thought
like
they made the whole
cup
thing
it
and then they
over the
added it.
I bet it's a little hat that was popped on the top.
Oh. How do we know who made this?
I have no
Kelly
idea.
probably knows because she posted it.
You're
Well,
giving
I
me
can
more
say
credit
though,
than I deserve.
as a volunteer, happy intake volunteer, just a couple times, you know, it's they become part of the multitude pretty quickly. You know,
Oh.
so I don't know that an individual doll, Kelly, I don't know that it's registered anywhere.
You know what,
They're
Could
Corey?
we
not.
put something in the newsletter about, does anyone know who made this? Someone raise your hand, whatever.
You know what? I'll figure out how to do it. I'm pretty sure that I have
Oh,
somewhere.
thank you.
And then, if I can have your, if you, do you want me to send it to you like on email or include it in the,
I'll put my
Yep.
email on the chat.
thank
Oh, but
you.
Evelyn, we all want to know. So
All right, I will send, recipes for hats. Ooh, this is fun. Okay, so, all right, let me show you the stuff that I have done. Not that I've done, some of it I did, most of it I just copied pictures from the internet. Okay. So this is, gosh. This one was one that I just made. I went on, what's it called? Stitch Fiddle and came up with a pattern for Fair Isle for this shirt. I thought that was cute. Then, remembering that
Oh,
we
I
did
like
not
those
use
hats.
no animals at all, but cute shirt, right? With just got some cables and a little turtleneck there. This, I do have directions for how to make this adorable little hat. It's just 2x2 rib all the way up, and then you cinch it without decreasing. And then these are just cute little scarves I thought was adorable. I have done this before. It's like one stitch and it looks like a heart because that's the way the stitches are. I don't
That's cute.
know what this is. It's a recipe for another doll. This I thought was a really, really cute little tree or a little something in a pot. Isn't that so cute and so easy? It's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches of green and a couple stitches of orange. That was adorable. Here is a pattern for a cute little mushroom. Then these guys, I just liked their hats with little pom-poms. And this one looks as if it may have been knit separate and sewn on, but probably not. It's just a couple of rows of purl. And the same with this one. It was not knit and sewn on, but I generally knit these. You knit them and then you sew them on.
Like
So
those.
that's that. Now this page is full. Most of these are from Knitty Kids. Look at that hair. It's coming out of a hole in the top of the hat. It's so cute. And then this is the same kind of hat as that one. But they didn't put anything special on the little tips there. But here's a cute little heart. I've used that one before. I don't think I've used the butterfly, but here's a cute little bird. And if you zoom in, you could make a chart of your own bird and then you'll have it. I have done overalls before. I won't be teaching that this time, but maybe next time or when we do the hijabs. But what a cute little hat there. And all it is every other, it looks like two rows of Fair Isle, and then you switch it up like one color, the other color, one color, the other color. These are just such cute inspiration.
Where
Evelyn,
did
what do
those
you
come
think?
from again?
Oh, my goodness. Huh? Okay. Kim first.
Okay, how do you think they did those eyes? Do you think they're French knots?
No, I think,
Okay.
I think that they are the same as this one, where it's just 3 rows of, you're going over
Back and
one
forth.
stitch 3
Okay.
times,
Okay.
the
They're
straight
so
stitch,
cute.
aren't they? One thing that
Yeah,
they,
little button eyes.
yeah, and they've got noses. She puts noses on
Yeah,
hers,
the
and
noses are interesting.
I try, and it's the same thing. It's just with the skin color. And I tried it, and I can't make mine look cute, so I gave it up. But you guys are welcome to try. It doesn't work for me. And then this is just a seed stitch collar, it looks like. I don't think it's a scarf, but then this one's a scarf, and all it is it looks like reverse stockinette. But you got to turn the needle around after what? It looks like 3 stitches wide. That one looks like a pain. But and this guy has a bug, and that might be a flower, I'm not sure. A bee, there's a little cat or something. And look at this entire thing is Fair Isle,
Gosh.
and it looks like this was reverse stockinette, or could be garter. So that's really cute. So just go on the internet and search and download the stuff that you really like. I've done this before. That always turns out nice with the switching of the colors here. This is another tree. This is quite simple.
Oh, I like the mittens on that one.
I'm not sure if it's mittens or it's the cuffs of the shirt.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It looks like they're embroidered on after the fact.
Now that you're saying it, it does look like mittens, but I think it's, remember how we did, or we didn't do it yet, but, I gave, or at least I told you guys how to do the long sweater, and somebody asked what stitch count I used, and I said 5 stockinette, 8, reverse stockinette. That might have been in the first session. I think that's what that is. I'm not sure. But then look at the nice collar. They just continued up the shirt, and then they made the collar, and then they bound off with a different color. That looks pretty. And I think these are ones that I made. There's this guy. This is a simple little snowflake. It's like what? 3 stitches. This one, the girl I made this girl that my husband works with this doll, and she loved it, and she said, well, this is a winter outfit and now it's summer, so I need something, summery with, short sleeves. So I came up with this. I did stitch fiddle and made a pattern, which I'll share with you. So it's probably the wrong colors, right? No, yeah, this is correct. So this girl's skin tone is Caucasian, and then the shirt she has on underneath her overalls is white. So that is, you could either do Intarsia or Fair Isle with that, depending on the colors that you're using. Like Coralie said before, you don't want something showing. And then there's that girl with a cute dress and the socks. And this boy I've already shown. And then I think this is the last page, and there's probably duplicates, but I saw this little hairdo. Isn't that cute? So I think it's the same thing where they knitted the doll the regular way like this. And then they added hair all the way around, and then they just pulled it up into a ponytail. That looks pretty easy. I mean, time consuming, but easy. And there's the rainbow hair, which is adorable. People were talking about glasses, and basically glasses are just some back stitches. So you can just put glasses on, and these actually look like French knots. I'm not sure. I've seen French knots on them before. I don't like them because it looks like bug eyes. They're just coming out, you know? And here's a few more that I thought were cute. Look at, and these, I think I was showing the hats. So that's a cute little hat, and all it is just 2 rows of every other color, and then you switch it, and they've got the same thing on the shirt. This is just a regular 2x2 beanie, and so is this one with a tiny little pom-pom. But look at this, it's like one of those Santa, sleeping hats that they wear. I don't wear, but somebody does. Then for Christmas, gosh, there was so many cute things. This is a whole Christmas scene. There's a snowman, a little tree. I just thought these were so cute. So I downloaded them. And it's just about time up. So what I want to know, 2 things. And I'm taking notes. So next time, I'm pretty sure it's going to be skirts. I'm going to send you what I can, pictures for inspiration, links for inspiration, directions for doing some of the hats that I know how to do, and anything else that I have taken notes on and forgotten, but they're here. So 2 things. One, is there anything, and well, maybe 3 things. Any questions from anything that we did today? No. Anything that you would like me to cover in the future? So in the future, the next one, I'm pretty sure is going to be skirts. After that, it's probably going to be hijabs. And then
The chat
yeah.
for you, Evelyn.
Oh, I'll open it up I can figure that out. Oh my goodness, quite a few. Oh, there it is. Ooh, I'm sorry, ladies, that I haven't been reading. I was thinking people would talk. Reminds me of the days of making Raggedy Ann hair. Okay, so Corley's saying that she buys tiny rubber bands at Walmart. I don't know. I've never done those. The ones that I'm using, Coralie, are the ones for braces. Yes, Esther Braithwaite, definitely. I love her. She's got a lot of stuff that's for free, and the stuff that excuse me, it's worth it to pay for a couple of her patterns. They're like $3, a lot of them. Oh, and Kathy, thank you for the link to Esther's store. Oh, Pamela, she left, I guess, or she's going to leave. Thanks for joining us. Yes. Beverly, to test for wool or synthetic, a lighted match. Yes. I do that outside when I have stuff that I don't know what it is. Outside. I don't want the hat smelling. Was this newsletter level? I see. I did. Thank you. Yes, skirts and thank you. Yes, skirts and overalls. Okay, hijabs and hats, but we pretty much did hats today. Slouchy sweaters, babies, and bibs. Anything else that you guys would like to work on? No.
Oh, this is great.
So we'll have to figure it out together, what to do after we're done with all this. All right, so hopefully hopefully you all learned something. And if you did, can you please tell me what it is that you learned?
I'm thrilled to make this hair
How'd it go?
because, well,
Did
it's
you-
still cooking.
You got it on the needle, okay.
Yeah, I got it on the needle
Good, good.
because I like to make a smooth head, and then afterwards this allows you to give a lot of personality to because working with the eyelash yarn is so annoying
I hate it.
and of course it's super cute. I don't want
I
to put it
know.
down, and kudos to anyone who loves working with it, but it'll be great to play around with the pigtails.
Yeah, yep, it's cute.
Evelyn, can I interject here?
Yes, hi.
Awesome. Hi. So some folks are wanting to learn how to make Peace Pals, but they're afraid of all the color changes. What would you say to kind of unscare them?
I would tell those people to make baby Peace Pals. Baby Peace Pals can be all one color, and all you need to do is change for the face and then go back for like a hat or something, like a hair. So it's maybe 3 changes, the body all the way up to the head, the face, and then this.
And when you say on April 9th that you're doing babies, does that mean you're doing baby Peace Pals?
The ones that I was just talking about, yes.
So Coralie, maybe grab the pod and bring them along. I think that would be a really good idea if you have some folks who are scared, to bring them along to the April 9th one.
And so it's somebody that Coralie knows that's a little nervous
Yeah,
about
it's
it?
her pod, which is an extremely prolific pod, and I cannot believe that they're frightened of anything the way that
Well,
these
you know what,
go.
I would tell them then, I would say it takes a while to learn how to weave in the ends as you go. It's for me, it did anyway, and
You know what I told them? You
what?
don't even have to weave them in.
I-
Nobody will see the inside.
Right,
So what we do something each month. So it's either April or May. I'm going to have a class on how to make peace pods,
mhm,
peace pals.
Yeah.
And these women, they know how to cable, they do all kinds of things. There's 2 ladies in particular that are very, very high level knitters. Neither one knows how to change colors.
you know
I
what,
don't
tell
how
them to
that
make a
happened.
knot. Just tell them to make a knot at the beginning of a row, knot the old yarn to the new yarn and keep going.
Well, I told them even you could do the whole thing and then open it up, tie the knots.
You could
That's
do it
what I
that way.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, tell them to come.
But I'll tell them about the babies, and everybody should come listen to you about the babies. That was April 9th, right? Yes.
Yeah, yep.
Tell
Yeah.
them what's the worst that can happen.
Right.
You pull
They're
it out and
such
you do it
advanced
again.
knitters. I think they're afraid of failure.
There is no failure. There's just learning opportunity.
That's right. Or
And
you
you
end up
know
with a
what?
cat toy.
You
Yeah,
just,
exactly. Stuff it with catnip, you're good.
and
Evelyn?
they know, you get better and better as you go. Yes, yes, Nancy.
I got to the top of the sweater
Fantastic.
before I bound
A
off.
spot like that.
I was looking at it and I said, you know, I took a very skinny needle and I ran it through the stitches. And there was plenty of room because it's cable, it's an interchangeable set. I ran it through the stitches, then I bound off, and then I just knit from this. I didn't have to pick up the purl bumps.
Ooh.
Genius.
Let me
I love
see
it when I discover something. It's
Let me
not
see
like
that
no one else
again.
has ever figured it out, but you know, I figured it out and so cool.
I want to
Could you
see
say
it. I
that
wanna-
again?
I took, before I bound off the stitches at the top of the sweater to make the collar thing, I took I actually have, this is like a size 1 or something, really tiny needles primarily so that I can run through before I have to rip something out in lace. It's my version of a
Oh.
lifeline. I just ran it through the stitches on my needle and pulled it out so that they just had the 2 cables together and there was still plenty of room for those. And then I bound off the stitches and all those pearl bumps were already on this cable
Oh,
and I
That's
just knit off
brilliant.
with this needle.
That
I'm
is
gonna
brilliant.
try that.
Totally gonna try that.
Brilliant.
That's great. All of these
Brilliant.
little tricks.
Wow.
Okay.
Fantastic. Hey, yeah, can I see it? Real close?
Yeah,
Oh, look
that's
at
so nice.
that. That is nice. Yeah, you should be proud of yourself.
The day is not a loss if you learn something new.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's so nice.
That's true. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go, my friends.
Yeah, it's probably time.
Thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you, everyone. I will get my notes together and probably in the next day or two and I'll send them to Kelly and she'll forward them on to you guys.